that I was aware I would get into when I was in level 100, University of Ghana. When I was in level 300, when I ran for SRC secretary, and that's when you realize how vicious we can be as students, right? But it was a learning curve because it opened my mind to things that I could work on regarding myself. It also gave me an idea of how far I could go in terms of setting goals and trying to reach them. But at that level, I used to say that if I had known I was going to run at the time, maybe I'd have involved myself in more student groups. Maybe I'd have attended more church programs because if you look at the student political life, all those things add up when you want to run for a position. But nonetheless, what it did afford me was a network of friends who have never let go of till date. So awareness for you is being mindful, being in the present, experiencing everything in school now. In class, pay attention. Activities are going on, plug in, and kudos to yourselves for even showing up here this afternoon. Yeah, others who might be sleeping or having a pizza date somewhere. But it's these sorts of engagements that open your minds to what is possible out there. Okay. Now, awareness also transitions from your schooling to what is happening around the world. It is not a given, and I say this hesitantly as a government appointee, that you just finish school and there'll be a job role or slot for you. For some people, they finish school and start their own business somehow, or they learn a trade. And it's okay to do this because at a certain point in your life, you quickly come to realize that one stream of income is not enough. One salary will just not cut it. And it doesn't make you a greedy person or necessarily seems that your tastes or preferences are high. It's just a sign of the times that you need to do more to be comfortable, irrespective of who is in power or not. If you want to be truly comfortable, you need to find ways. That's why I always said, for me, your job literally is paying your bills, okay, keeping you going, and then whatever business you have on the side is preparing you an investment, little nest egg for you to fall back on when you can no longer work. But these conversations, we not necessarily have it in the classroom with the lecturer, but some of these things I did have no idea until I finished school because those were not the conversations we had. It's almost as if at this level, all you need to know is that your parents are taking care of you, or a guardian is paying your fees, or you have some scholarship and it's okay. But you need to quickly wake up and realize that, yes, you need to start making plans. And it's important. Okay. So be very aware of the times and what is happening. Be in the know. What's happening technology-wise, the world of work. You've heard AI. You've heard AI, right? Yeah. Artificial intelligence is going to take jobs away. But there's some things that AI can't do. People still have to cook. People still have to eat. There's any things, no matter what you do, computer interference will just not make it. It'll make it easier, but that human face has to be there. So awareness is important. And I want you to keep that in mind. Also, bear in mind that in life you either go up or out. It's sort of a professional terminology. You're either in or out. So you're either going up or you're out of the game completely. So you always have to keep at the back of your mind that you have to be versatile. And I say this because COVID-19 proved to us that we could change if there was no option than for us to change. COVID opened our eyes to the fact that human life was just so insignificant at the same point because what the enemy was, you couldn't see unless you had a microscope. And even for that, it wasn't that simple. So you go somewhere and within weeks, you come back home and you're not feeling okay. And before you can say, if you're not fortunate, you're gone. That unseen enemy, that wiped out thousands and literally almost 1 billion people across the world. And we have to note that when times like that hit you, and yes, it's once in 100 years sort of thing, but what would you do if all you study for becomes meaningless? In a certain time frame, pilots couldn't fly because countries were on lockdown. Where are you going to fly to? From here to Medina on a plane. Kind of hard, right? So don't be like that one thing. Keep in mind that change happens and you have to be amenable to that, all right? Now, the second point I want to leave you with is stay grounded. When I say stay grounded, as humble as you are in life, just keep your feet on the ground. We're mere mortals, okay? There's a certain wave I see sometimes in young people, with a certain sense of entitlement, with a chip on their shoulder, how they communicate or relate to persons in authority, how they communicate their views, how almost disrespectful or insulting they are, especially online. It gets to a point, you realize that, oh, if you've written something somewhere, you can go away and nobody will notice. But there are people that are noticing. Sometimes all it takes is that one person to screenshot something you said. Years later, they bring it up to you. There are certain things I said 10 years ago, a completely different person, not different person, as in. I love football, and when players don't do what I like, I can be very, very annoying on Twitter. I'll stop that now. But I say this because sometimes I see the language people use, and it's very, very toxic. Okay? And in staying grounded, when you're humble, and I learned this one very unique gentleman said, when you're humble, you fit. You fit anywhere, you can go anywhere. And people will have that conversation and say, oh, be assertive and say what you want, how you want it, nobody can say anything to you. But that sort of posture blocks opportunities. So sometimes for you to get ahead, you have to conform a bit. Being a little nice doesn't help. Okay, you can achieve more with honey than you can with vinegar. We're human, you have to be nice. The concept of being nice and respectful and jovial not jovial, being respectful and conducting yourself well, I feel sometimes it's eroding among certain classes of young people. I do not want to think that the rules are no different across people's homes, but you can't be one thing at home and be a different thing altogether, because at the end of the day, we all reflect where we come from. And truly being Ghanaian, when we say Ghanaians are hospitable, but at the same time, we have to be respectful in our dealings. And the future is going to be all of you sitting here, and I would hate to see that for us to even communicate our thoughts, it always has to be in an insulting tone. And unfortunately, yes, I would concede that some of our politicians do not make it easy. Some of our politicians do not give that guide, because the blueprint they've left is being acerbic, being insulting, being disrespectful, saying anything anyhow. You can still make your point firmly, you can still cut across without being insulting. I sincerely believe that. So just stay grounded, keep that focus. And as I'm sure you may be of what you want to do in the future, and prayer is one thing. Sometimes God speaks to us in the most quietest of ways. But sometimes that's a sign from a friend who says something to you. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, what the theme actually says, celebrate your wins. Your wins, sorry. Sometimes, culturally, there's a preponderance of us having to hide our achievements, because somebody will tell you that people will see, so who shouldn't see? But even if it's not about people, it's for you yourself to acknowledge that you are making, you're taking steps, you're making strides. It's important. And also for you to document it. You can document it if you've already set that goal, you've given yourself that timeline, you know that, okay, this year I want to do 2 courses. In fact, I want to take a YouTube lesson. Some of the best designers in Ghana, one lady, she learned it from YouTube. She didn't go to a really fancy school, it was YouTube that she learned how to sew. I draw a couple, she's on Instagram. And it always amazes me how life is almost easy now with the advent of the internet. But the same internet that is distracting. So for your level, it's not about a lack of information. The issue is clarity, what you actually want to do. That leaves the uncertainty that I spoke about, which is fine for now. Okay, don't stress about it, it will all fall into place. Now, celebrating your way is important for you because it's almost like a chemical release in your body for you to acknowledge that you've done something. And it's important because the people around you may not necessarily regard your wins or acknowledge your victories. And you might be seeking validation from people. At this age, it will matter to you. You hate somebody to say something bad about your dress, or your shoes, or your hair, or even who you are making friends with. But you get to a certain point, you realize that none of it matters. It's about your happiness and what you want to achieve. So as you are here, especially in the school you're in, and I believe that most of you would become journalists, right? Freelance, ethical journalists, as I love ethical hackers, the idea behind it. But most importantly, for you to champion the development of this country in the most honest way, devoid of sensationalism, which has become almost like a theme for anybody to get a story out there. You have that role to change society, and some have done it, many before you have done it. So as you mark your life's journey, document your achievements, set those goals, and when you achieve them, be it big or small, celebrate them. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm so sorry. I'm always happy to share the platform with Jima here. She's an amazing speaker. When it gets to attend, the voice alone will let you know that. Thank you.
So our lady wants to leave, so we'll have 3 questions from the audience before she leaves. Anyone with questions? Hey, you what did that mean? Okay, I have a question. Growing up, we live in a Ghana society where our parents kind of impose their own ideology of what success is on us. And throughout our lives, we are asked to toe that line as we go. And I think that's what has caused the indecision in us as youth. So how do we overcome that? Because a lot of us would like to do other things that are separate from the dreams that our parents have for us. And our parents are funding our education and all that. How do we still pursue our dreams and still, I don't know how to put it. Yes, get them to support us despite us towing a different path.
So I would like to use my example because my parents, I don't think my parents are conservative, but they were there was a nice balance of being liberal at the same time. So let me give you an example. When I wrote my BC and I went to Mercy Girls High School, I was supposed to read science. I was supposed to read general science, okay? Now, my first lesson in chemistry, I saw my whole life come crashing down within 15 minutes of the lesson. Because the lecturer said something, the teacher said something, said in life, if you are not serious, you cannot do chemistry. And I was 15 years old then, and I wasn't serious. I like to make friends, I like to laugh, I like to joke. In fact, study, when you study, for me, it wasn't like read 2 hours, 3 hours. They teach in class, I'll get the pass mark, I'm good, right? But that comment he passed, I said chemistry. If chemistry is going to make me a very serious person, I don't want it. So I went straight to the admin block and I spoke to the headmistress at the time. The assistant then, I told her, I don't think general science is for me. I said, okay, so what do you want me to read? And I said I wanted to get into the general arts class. So I selected, she helped me select geography, economics, elective math, and French. Ended up with the A3 class. Guess what? Elective math was the worst thing ever. So back then, when you go to school, you wait 3 weeks before, almost a month before your parents come and visit you. It's a way for you to adjust and settle, so you don't get sort of acclimatized to the secondary school setting. So my dad came to visit me the first month. When they came, interestingly, 4-month girls, they actually gained weight. Because we all these carbohydrates, heavy carbohydrates. So I said I had to tell him something. He said what? I said, general science, the science class, my first 2 courses, one course, chemistry threw me off, so I went to the admin block and I changed my course. And he said, so what are you reading now? And I said, I'm reading general arts, geography, economics, elective maths, and French. My dad gave me a high five. Now, it's not normal for other parents to do this, but I have realized that somewhat I built trust with my parents over the years. And it's not easy to get parents to trust you. African parents, you don't trust anything you do, anything you say. But it's important for you to have that conversation. It's difficult to have a conversation with parents, it is. But if you sit them down and you let them know that you have a plan, they buy into it. It's always, I would say, as parents, we always want, I have 2 children. I have a 12-year-old and an 11-year-old. My 11-year-old daughter says she's going to set up a school to teach politicians how to do politics better, devoid of insults, yes. And she had this idea when she was 6 years old. So, and this is because I was actually on TV debating, and she was watching on Facebook, right? And she was reading the comments. The comments were insults. Arrogant, silly woman. Like, they don't really listen to what you're saying, they're just putting insults there. And she read that and she was quite upset. But that's by the by. No parent wants their child to fail, and something they have the blueprint for his success. But when you're sure you know what you want to do, sit them down, go through it. Thing is, when you're young, you can fail very fast and recover. You understand? Nothing should take like 5-6 years for you to experiment. Like a year or 2, you're trying something, time bound. If it doesn't work out, you shift or you transition. So it's almost scary to have the conversation with them, but you should be able to tell them that, you know what, the world is changing, this is what I want to do. Back it with statistics, data. People, facts tell, stories tell. Give them examples of people that have probably done what you're doing that you're interested in. I had a friend, she studied 7 years architecture. She transitioned to be a baker. Architecture funds the baking lifestyle in a way that precision and everything. When you see her cakes, you can tell that this is somebody who has an architectural background. And the architecture is a consultation on the side. I know somebody who wants to go to be a lawyer. COVID comes and she says, I don't want to read law anymore, I want to be a teacher. She's an amazing cook. There are all these stories out there of people who follow their parents' wishes, and then after all the years were gone, they fell back to something. But the key word is what? Trust. If you have made that connection with them, nothing you do would be something they would work against. So keep that in mind. Thank you.
I hope there are no other questions. Okay, so she'll be leaving, so let's give her a big round of applause. I hope you people brought presenting them.
I think some of you could join if you want to.
Please, don't be shy. You've been given an invitation, so please join if you want to. Ghana people. Please arrange yourselves nicely for the picture. Those who are interested. To present this citation, we have the General Secretary, Caleb Alon, to present it. A round of applause, please. Please let's do a better to take the stage.
Alright, so this citation is presented to Akusian Rini, Deputy CEO, National Youth Authority, in recognition of your remarkable strides. In recognition of your remarkable strides you have made in your space, offering yourself worthy of emulating by young ladies and your significant contribution towards the minimal GIG SRC Women's Week celebration that celebrates your week. On behalf of the entire student populace and all young ladies of this institute, whose future you have impacted, the Women's Commission is delighted to honor you.
Oh, please, thank you very much for your words of wisdom. I'm sure all of us have learned a lot from her delivery. Moving on. Please, she's sorry. She's leaving earlier than she should. She has somewhere to be. We forgive her, right? Yes. Oh, after all the wisdom you've received, do not forgive her. Don't do that. I don't know how that she is. Now, the world is a very small place because our second speaker is somebody I have seen on stage before. And it was a very unusual gathering of women for me because it was my first time being a moderator at such an event. I had the honor of being a moderator for one of the panel discussions at the African Visionary Women's Summit. And this lady was interviewed on stage, and her charisma, her way of speaking, her way of addressing the questions that were thrown at her, were all very fascinating. Yes, it was giving. Exactly, that's the word. And she's a teacher, not just any kind of teacher. She was 2022's National Best Teacher. To give us nuggets of advice next, let's welcome to the stage Madame Stella Jima. Hey, come on up. Please come to take the stage. Jima, Ravi, I'm Stella. Oh, clap.
I'm actually a shy person. I'm very shy. Hello. So it's an afternoon to you all. Oh, you're looking. Yeah, she's a teacher. And a teacher by choice. And so growing up as a little girl, I wanted to become three things. Number one, I wanted to become a teacher. Number two, I wanted to become a lawyer. And number three, I wanted to become a journalist. I've not become the journalist. I've not become the lawyer. I've become a teacher and playing all those roles. Because as a teacher, you speak for the children. And that is where the law comes in. I advocate on their rights. I shout out loud when it comes to their development. That's journalism for me. And so I'm excited that I'm on this stage with one of my amazing and wonderful mothers in the whole world. So, this young girl, when she decided to become a teacher, and she became a teacher finally, in 2011, she met this woman. And this woman transformed her life. And so I can stand in front of people. I love to talk. I'm a talker. I get paid for talking. Yes. And I teach because that is what I love to do. And so I met this woman,
And she gave me opportunities, several of them. Go here to the National Theatre, go to the Du Bois Center, yeah. Organize programs for the children, put them together, drama. And I picked up all those skills from there. I didn't know that I was growing. I didn't know that it was preparing me for a bigger stage. And so, Mommy, today I celebrate you. I didn't see the flag, the full flag early. So yesterday I called for it. I had seen only mine. And there I saw my mommy on, and I was like, oh my God! I'm going to see her here. I was full of excitement because since she became a politician, it is not so easy to see her like those days because she's very busy. But one of the things we don't know about her is that she's a lover of growth. She loves to see everybody grow. And she loves to see everybody transform. Thank you. What are we talking about? Celebrating your way. Say, I will celebrate my way.
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 Now, share 2 of your major achievements with me. You. Of course, I'm a teacher.
Major achievement is 1. In 2013, I was one of the best students to travel to Morocco. Just because of my Islamic background. Secondly, I also gained the opportunity for the first time in my life to meet Madam Jifa when she was the deputy minister.
So, did you know that he had been to Morocco before? No. You didn't know because he doesn't talk about it. But I'm going to talk about all my traveling experiences. I'm going to talk about every little bit about the things that I do. Look, I love the excitement. Okay, where do I go? I go here, yeah. There I come. Don't worry, don't share, just one. One major achievement of yours. Share with us. And let's celebrate.
Kids for a year.
Let's go for that. Being able to teach kids for a year. I tell you, it's not easy to be a teacher, to teach kids if you are not Paul. It's a ministry.
Yes.
Teaching is a ministry, I tell you. Well, looking. Now share with me, one major achievement of yours. Don't go anywhere. Let's keep clapping. Oh, you also taught kids for a year is an achievement. Oh my God. So you see the achievement for teaching kids. I love the smile on your face. Oh, yes. And I will love you share that. Share with us one of the achievements. Wow. How many of you know he owns a business? Okay. Nobody is aware. How do we celebrate you if you don't know? It's that do you celebrate in your own way. And so before I go on to the next person, I want you to say, yell it out. Yell it out. Yell it out. Yell it out. Until they start yelling with you. Until they start yelling with you. Yell it out. Yell it out. Until they start yelling with you. Until they start yelling with you. And so if you don't talk about you, who is going to talk about you? Don't talk about only the negative things. You know, I to class and say, what's your name, beautiful? Jifa or miscommunicator? You know what I did today? I met a woman on the wayside when I was coming and I helped her. It's an achievement.
Yes.
Because how many people get to help others? Okay. Where do I go to? The lady on her phone. Share with us one achievement. Oh, get it on mission to GIJ. Do you celebrate that? Okay. Yeah, I'm really interested. And I would love to share with us what achievement. Yes. Any achievement, anything you can be excited about. You know that you get it fun. Okay, I'll come to you. Who am I talking? And so the children will share with us. Okay, what's the theme for today? How about what's the theme for today?
Celebrate your way.
Louder!
Celebrate your way.
Now, when I say celebrate your way, you say, I will celebrate my way. Celebrate your way?
I will celebrate my way.
That's it. And so we want you to know anything that you can celebrate about. What do you do apart from school? Nothing. Nothing. Just this. It's our achievement. God bless you. Okay. So, I want to engage in presentation today. Yes. I don't like the one-way style where I stand just behind the podium and give a lecture and I go. We have to communicate. You have to do what? Communicate. And what is communication? It's a what? Interaction between. And so it shouldn't be a one-way affair. All right. So I'm giving us a background. And hello, beautiful. So when I catch you talking, you come and join me. The teachers do, right? Okay. I've spoken about my desire and how I got here. It was because I had a destination in mind. And the destination was to inspire. And so for every celebration that will spring forth or that will come, it should be triggered by something. Hello. I've got acronym for the word celebrate. And the C stands for what? Who can guess? Count. Call it your own. So the C in celebration for me is call. C-A-L-L. Call. Let us say call.
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 If you don't remember anything here today, because you know the mind retains only 10% after all the plenty talks. And I see a lot of people have folded arms. They are not writing anything. They are only watching. You listen and you can keep only 10%. And so if you want to really make something out of today's summit or seminar, you have to take notes. Either you record, you write, and not just be like this. If not, I'll also be like this. No? Okay, so call it your own. I called it my own when I decided to become a teacher. I called it my own when I decided to groom more girls, more boys, to be more than me. I called it my own when I set out to transform the Ghanaian child. in a local school, in a public school. And so sometimes you hear people speaking and you ask, what school did you attend? Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Okay, so I attended Benkum Secondary School.
Wow.
Somebody will say, I thought you went to, I went to Benkum. So I'm calling it my own. I'm celebrating where I came from. I went to Benkum Secondary School. But I actually started from a private school like most of us. So straight up to junior high school too, that was when I went to government school. And that government school was transformational for me. Because at that time, I lived with my auntie and I was sell before going to school. And so you get to meet your kind. Because in the government school certain, you have most of your mates who also sell before and after school. But in the private school, none of my mates were selling. And so when you see them, you have to hide. Because they won't talk about it in school. And that's actually what happened. They would talk about it, they would laugh, but I was not perturbed. That wasn't all. I knew where I was going. I knew I wanted to get somewhere. I knew I wanted to be celebrated. And I knew it was possible. And so I knew what I wanted, and I called it my own. And my own is being a teacher by choice and a talker by profession. A teacher by choice and a talker by profession. And so I talk on every platform. I've spoken on several platforms. Beyond Ghana, I've spoken to over 30,000 teachers in rooms. I'm celebrating my way. If I don't talk about it, who will know? Nobody. And so we step out there and people think that, oh, she's a journalist, that's all. But beyond the closet, there are other things that you do. Call it your own and work towards it. And so we are looking at the factors that can be considered in our celebration. The first is calling it your own. Whatever you want to become, whatever you desire to do, own that space and work towards it. The next is the E. And the E is embrace your state and keep going. Until sometimes you look at your background, where you're coming from, and then you tell yourself, oh, I'm not from a rich home. I'm not from here. I'm not from there. And so I can't get there. Who told you? Tell somebody. Your environment. Your environment. Cannot. Should not. Can never ever. Determine your tomorrow. And so, embrace it and work towards the celebration. Embrace where you are. You are in GIJ, Unima. Maybe your plan was to go to Oxford, like me.
Harvard.
Maybe your plan was to go to Harvard. But this is where you find yourself. You are here. Whether you like it or not. And because you are here, work on the process. It is a process. You will get there. But embrace it first. Let's embrace it. Embrace. Tighter. Good. So first, factors to your celebration. You have to call it your own and embrace your space. Embrace where you find yourself. What is the L? What is the L? Love what you do. Okay, what else? L. Live with it. What else? Look beyond. Okay, leadership. Okay. So, okay. What did she say? Oh my God. Of course you have to leave it to God. But in leaving it to God, you have to learn and listen. You have to do what? For everybody who have been celebrated or who has gotten to platforms or stages have been created for the person learned and the person listened. We don't like learning now. We get so tired. And now AI has come. They said there is a new one, ChatGPT what? Oh, you have been using it. Oh. And now, those days when I started being a secretary, you have to write minutes, write. But I just discovered something new on my phone. When you go to document and you type the record button, it records everything and transcribes it for you. Yes, ma'am. It transcribes everything for you. And so I have been holding on to this tablet for a while, but I didn't know it was there. And I tried it. All the minutes, everything was captured. All I had to do was to edit. New things are coming on board. And so if you're not open, if you're not ready to learn, your celebration will be cut short. I will be celebrated for life. In Jesus' name. Yeah. For life. As long as I'm alive, I'll be celebrated. Some people, their celebration is short-lived. And so today you hear about them, and then the next moment they are off. Their lives, somebody say, where is this person? It comes with learning and listening. It comes with what? Learning and listening. It comes with what? Learning and listening. Celebrate your way.
I will celebrate my way.
Oh yeah, I've got those students. Celebrate your way.
I will celebrate my way.
And in celebrating your way, number one, that's it. Number two,
Embrace your faith and keep going.
oh yeah. Number three,
Learn and listen.
you are good.
Yeah.
Up close. Okay. And then the next letter is what?
E.
Another E. Enter every opportunity. Don't step back. For every opportunity that comes, enter it. Don't think it's too small. I know the entry you are thinking about. Bad mind. This is positive entry. Like, I've got sharp ears because I'm a teacher. And because God made it so. And so enter every little opportunity that is given. Sometimes you feel that, but why did they give me the slot to only introduce the guest speaker? When I co-moderate the whole event, I won't go. Why did they say that I should say the opening prayer? When I can do everything, I won't go. For every little opportunity that approaches, enter it, receive it, grab it. Thank you. Grab it. And so before you can be celebrated, every little, Desmond Stewart said that, it's one of my favorite quotes, do your little bit of good. It is those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. What did I say? It is those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. And so if you think that you hide in your bedroom and then do nothing, and out of nowhere you're walking and people say, oh, look at the superstar, it's a lie. For everybody who has mounted platforms, they'll tell you that they started years ago. And when they started, they grabbed opportunities that came with little or no money. When I started as a speaker, I was not charging. I wasn't taking any money. Call me. It's an opportunity to even, hey, your picture is on the banner. opportunity that is given and make something worthwhile out of it. I didn't know that I was going to be a groomer for children. Mommy, you know, last 2 months, I got a chance to moderate a session with the president. Yes. Yeah. So, it was Upper World Book Capital, the launch of Upper World Book Capital, and I moderated that session. Wow. Yes, with some kids. With people. With kids. I was there on a Friday and I got a call. Jima, you were commended. You are moderating a session with the president. Get ready on Monday. It came on Friday afternoon. Hey! So I didn't tell anybody. You know, somebody will call you and you go and blow the alarm to the whole world and it all happened. So I received it and so that same day I had to meet the kids that I was going to have a reading session with the president. They were cut across from different schools. My school didn't even get a slot, but I got a seat there. And so another line that I'm leaving you with today is that there is always a reserved place. There is always
A reserved place.
there is always
A reserved place.
for you if you keep pushing. There is always a reserved place for you if you keep pushing. If you don't get tired along the way, your celebration will be mega. Okay? In fact, all the times I moderated a session with the president, and it was beautiful. And when I finished, I got to the ministers and all the big people who were shaking me, and they said, "Oh, you are good. Oh, keep it up." It was nice, right? It's time. Celebrate your way.
I will celebrate my way.
Of course you have to celebrate your way. And then the B in celebrate is believe it's possible. Believe the celebration is possible. Don't think that the poetry recital you did here is too small. It is big. See a bigger stage. And so one of the things that I do every year is that I have a review. So last year, what was my target, my overall target? Did I achieve them? So I take all those that I achieved, and then I carry the others forward. So I don't set New Year resolutions every year. No. I carry them forward and I add on. I do what? Carry them forward and I add on where applicable. And just last year, I decided to go back to all the plans that I sought out to achieve some years ago. And I realized that one of the things I wrote was to travel across the globe to talk. I said I'm a talker by and in that pace, it has happened. I enter little opportunities. Some of them I didn't take money. I remember my first international travel abroad. One invitation came. I had spoken before, the year before, I think just after COVID. And they asked me, "What is your charge?" And I said, "No, it's free." We want to take money for every little thing. We have to learn that on the journey of being celebrated, you have to sacrifice. You have to do what?
Sacrifice.
You're not saying that because you're sacrificing, you don't believe in what you have. But the believing comes with a little sacrifice. Believe it, but sacrifice a little. And the following year, which was last year, from Ghana to Argentina, everything was free. And you know who invited me? Their Ministry of Education. Not at that time when our Ministry of Education, they didn't even know me. When I wasn't the best teacher, I was speaking on global platform. That is because I called it my own. I embraced it. I was ready to learn and listen. I entered every little opportunity. I believed. And the R, what is the R? So the R is reflect on why you started. Why did I even start in the first place? Reflect on it and let it push you on. And the A is allow yourself to grow. What did I say?
Allow yourself to grow.
What did I say?
Allow yourself to grow.
And so allow yourself to grow. Don't be in a hurry to become a grandma. I see some of the young people. I'm not saying pons is not good, but you wear the pons every day now. When you become a grandma, what will you do? Allow yourself to grow. For every little thing, accept it. Every little good thing, not the negative, the good thing, accept it and grow. Learn more. You know, collaborate with other people. Collaboration makes the dream works more. And so collaborate if possible. Okay? And allow yourself to grow. How many more do we have to go? We have the T and E. And the T is time. And the E is envelope yourself in the right circle. Now you have to know that time is one of the most essential commodities in the whole world. Now we can talk about time and trust. Time and trust. Time and trust. Now you know what the Bible says. Those who are able to manage the little things, they get the bigger ones. And so when you are trusted with something and you are able to do it, when you respect your time, when they give you one you are there. Next time they will call on you. When they give you 1:30, 1:29, you are there. Next time they will call on you. Respect the time in the process of being celebrated, and you get them. And the last E, I said is what?
Envelope yourself in the right.
Envelope yourself in the right circle. Now you saw, I got a chance to speak on the same platform with Akosia. And so Akosia said, oh, that was how it started. Then I got a chance to serve under mommy for years. It helped my development. And so when you're sharing your story and people get to know those who grew you, how you started, they are not surprised. Envelope yourself in the right circles. Create a great network for yourself. One of the things you have to know is that the person sitting by you is your next breakthrough. The person sitting by you is your next breakthrough. I want to hear that. The person sitting by you is your next breakthrough. The person sitting by you is your next breakthrough. That person is your next breakthrough. Don't think that you are higher than the person. Don't think that, oh, we are all at the same class. No. That person can recommend you. That other person will recommend you. And by the time you realize, boom, the whole world is seeking after you. You'll be sought after. But first, you have to call it your own.
And embrace your space and keep going.
I want to hear it.
Embrace your space and keep going.
Somebody. You are only Unimac, but it will amaze you. No, but I'll give it to you, darling. And so in conclusion, there's a lot I've got to share, but I have to wrap up. In conclusion, I want you to know that it is possible for all of us to be celebrated. It is possible. And so, believe in you. And in believing in you, every little step of yours should be celebrated, because you don't know what is going to happen the next moment. You don't know what's going to happen the next hour. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Embrace you, allow you, call it write your own, reflect, and grow with the right circle, and trust me, I'll see you at the top. Thank you.
Yes. We will take 3 questions from the audience before she takes this.
Yeah, I'll take my seat and take a question.
Okay, we have 2 hands here.
Okay.
We like people who have questions.
Thank you very much.
Welcome very much.
Please, as you were delivering your speech, you mentioned that you were, when you started speaking, you were doing it for free and something. Okay, just as service, well, any business that has to do with commodities is also essential. So for me, if I start a business, do I have to go giving their goods freely because I want people to see the products that I sell and then patronize them?
I think that's okay. We can take like 2 questions and then we come and I'll answer. Now, one of the things that we have to understand is that whoever is going to buy the commodity knows that we sell it. Everybody knows that it's not for free. But they know the price at the market. And so you can reduce yours a little. At the end of the day, you are not set in target to get 100% profit. Something little. And so everybody is doing, but you add a little to it. You push on quality and rebranding, repackaging. You repackage yours in such a way that everybody will make reference to you. Okay? And so you don't go around giving it, hey, it's not real. It's not real. It's not free. But you reduce the price a little. Not running out of loss. Is that clear?
My name is Elizabeth Ofe,
Okay.
and you said you should enter every little opportunity. So I would like to ask, I know that's a question or
Okay, go
but
ahead.
sometimes you try to enter some opportunities that you come across. Sometimes you try to take advantage of some things that you come across. But then the rejections you face, the things that sometimes you know that this thing I not get it. But then it will come to you, then you realize that you didn't get that opportunity. We as youth, sometimes you get depressed. We feel like, okay, if I didn't get it, then I'm not doing this anymore. What do you have for us?
There's another one.
So my question is, in celebrating your way or yelling out your achievement, how do you do it in such a way which doesn't make it look like you are boasting?
Alright, so my question is,
Please hold on, wait. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're writing it? Were you writing? Okay. How do you celebrate it for it to look like you're not boasting? Go on.
alright, so you said embrace it. That's embrace your environment. So do you think, so we have people whose environment are sometimes limitations to, or I don't know, maybe a barrier of some sort to their progress. So do you think at some point in time you need to maybe step out of your environment or try to change your environment to progress in life?
Okay. I'm sure you can hear me. Yeah. All right, so let me take it from down. Doesn't mean you have to step out from your environment. You answer the question. You have to really step out. Now, I'm leaving you with, I love Jim. I have a lot of lines. So another line is those who show up, grow up. Those who? Show up, grow up. And so in your small corner that you are, people might not see the good in you, but there's another space where they appreciate the gift in you. What do? You spend more time at a place where you are accepted. And the more they start accepting you at that place, your kana will also see the light and they'll start accepting you. And so step out, show up. Don't think about just where you are because they are looking down on you. And so you will move again. Is that clear? Let's do that. And I'm sure we will be celebrated. And then, what's the name again? Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, what was your question again? Yours was like an input. Rejection. I remember. Rejection is inevitable. Rejection is what? Inevitable. It's inevitable. Mommy, I'm sure before you became MP, you were rejected several times. Yes. Your rejection is inevitable. You find yourself in a place and people don't even have time to listen to you. But you keep showing up. You keep showing up. Keep showing up. Let them keep seeing you until they get tired of seeing your face. It's about cleaning. Today when you go, just try to help. Let them reject you. Tomorrow they will sort up to you. They'll chase you. Okay? And so for all of us here, let's know today that rejection is inevitable. People will reject us. But as they are rejecting us, that's why we have to believe in us. Once you believe in you, when they reject you, you go to the washroom, you cry small, you wash your face more to avoid being depressed. You have to cry sometimes, but not in public because queens and kings don't cry in public. Cry in the washroom. If you think you do. I still do. Mommy, you see? Did you hear that? This is practical for our group. Okay? Cry small. When you finish, wash your face. And I remember on Sunday, let me give a practical example. On Sunday, I had a serious chat with God. And I cried to him. When I finished, I went to the washroom. I washed my face, and the moment I stepped back to the church hall, somebody said, "Hey, Jima, you're looking nice, so." So pretty. You see, cry it out. Because if it's on you, it shows on you. But the moment the tears come down and you wash your face, you look beautiful again. And the last one, and I can see all right. Okay, so I wrote the last one. Oh, where are you? Okay. So the last one, I think I answered the last one. So barriers change the environment. How do you celebrate it for others and not to see that you are boasting? Now, do we all have our phone? Let's go to Facebook. If you have internet, look for, if you follow me, I can't accept you now because my destiny is full. And they have a way of following without you accepting.
Page.
What?
Page.
Teach me later, okay? Some people can follow me. Now, when you have time, so Stella Chimalabi, my full name is there. When you have time, look at all the things that I've posted. When I finish it and I take a photo with mommy again, I'm going to post it. And I'll write about it. So I'll thank you, darling. I'll caption it. Post it. I love you. When you say post it and caption it, what do you have to do? Post it and caption it. Post it and caption it. And in the write up, you write something, something beautiful, but not boasty. Keep posting. Keep captioning. And don't always think that, because you met Mami Jivan, how can I help you? People are telling you, you're walking by. When a little child even wants to talk to you, still go down and say, "Hello, darling, how can I help you?" And nobody will ever think that you're boasting. Hello. Post it. Let them think whatever they want to think. But use the right words The rite has started, and we will be celebrated. I think we are done. Thank you.
So to present our citation for Madame Stella Jumalabi, we have the organizing secretary of the SRC, Stephanie. Please, a round of applause for him. Keep the claps coming in as he's walking into the stage.
You want to put it up his camp?
Citation.
Miss Jimala.
Yeah, Jimala.
Jimala.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Thank you.
University of Media Arts and Communication. Here in Accra. As SRC, we want to appreciate your efforts driving through this campus, educating our colleagues, friends, and families, particularly our subjects, who we are needed as executives of our SRC.
This is something. You have my servant, you're the chief servant.
Yes, we serve and we lead conversations on their behalf. And so therefore we take their issues into serious consideration. And so therefore we, and in collaboration with the Women's Commissioner, we want to appreciate you and honor you with this citation. Thank you so much.
Good? All right, let me pause.
You forgot all.
Yes. Don't go and post pictures and videos. Don't bring it out. Pose well, like a queen or king. Much more. So I can pose.
Yes. Post and caption it.
Okay. Pose and caption it.
So now when we say celebrate your way, we say celebrate your way.
I will celebrate my way.
Now before we have our last speaker, we have a lovely performance prepared for us. Let's welcome to the stage Mohammed Yakubu Fidos. A round of applause, please.
So we are still in the women's group. Today, I'm here to just recite 2 poems, which the first one is to the resilience and the effort that women are putting in, and the last one is what women can also do to you. So let's begin. Push, push. The voice of the midwife. That woman when her life was in danger, but she never mind. After all, she was going to bring out a child to be her life changer. The cry of the woman may sometimes hurting. After affording a 9-month pregnancy, full of pain and sometimes family rejections, that child will later be maltreating a mother, not on anything, but just water fetching. Children sometimes leave the blessings of women home and be going around searching for powerful prayer camps full of disappointing so-called men of God, forgetting God will be questioning on the day of judgment and nothing will be said than crying. Was she not the first person you saw when you opened your eyes? Or haven't you heard Exodus saying you should obey her to prolong your life? Or you thought after all, the scripture can lie? Sometimes I wonder, is it lack of knowledge, love for nonsense, or simple stupidity? A woman had your hand long before it was formed. She sacrificed her body just to keep you warm. And even though it was hard, she still hoped and prayed to God to guide her till she finally delivered you. I wish I like to say women must be worshipped. I wish I could find a scripture which displays like a picture to confirm my adventure. Women, we apologize. After all, everyone has made a mistake before, but we do not have to allow those mistakes to befall the Asian court. Are you good at that? But sometimes it's so painful. So about a year ago, I had a broken heart. That is actually one aspect that ladies or women can punish you. Okay, so I wrote a letter to her, and I want us to read the letter. Are you ready? Okay. Hello, dear. I went to bed last night smiling. As I recall the promises we made to always be there for each other, even in the absence of the sterling. And now I'm in bed alone, yearning. You assured me as long as you live, you would not let us die. You kissed my lips and told me you loved me like you did at the No day goes by without these memories popping up and down. Can't forget the times when your words calmed me down. When you could easily make me smile instead of frown. Can't forget the sound of your melodious voice, your midnight calls, your romance, oh my God. I was so addicted to your love that I couldn't see myself when I'm with you. I could only see you. You were my love, my pleasure, and my pain, my sun and my rain. I loved you as if I was insane. I loved you without ever pain, just with my heart, not even in my brain. I thought the imperfections, the suggestions, and the rejections were going to make us stronger, not knowing it was going to make us stay apart forever. I know wherever you are, you are inspiring others like you inspired me. Brightening the day of the people around you like you brightened mine. Well, it is one of the most challenging of my life, but whom am I to start a fire and then complain of the smoke? But I'm worried that maybe you thought it was easy for me. I'm worried, yes, I'm worried that maybe you didn't know how grateful I was for every second I spent with you. But there is one thing I don't understand. Choosing what you are told over what you feel, I don't understand. A battalion of voices spoke to me, but the chronicles of your love made me hear them in these days. And now I'm confused. Confused whether to record it as a history or to record it as a mystery. I'm just confused.
You can see that we touch those who put the hearts in the audience. You guys really made it feel like he was talking to somebody. A round of applause for him again. So we are moving on. Our third speaker. I'm not seeing the excitement in your face. Our third speaker is somebody who has been gracing our screens for a very long time. And now, like Madam Stella said, she's not as open anymore because now she's in a better position. She's not everywhere now, she's scarce. She is a female veteran actress, producer, green script writer and a politician. She was the Deputy Minister of Tourism in the National Democratic Congress era, in the office 2013 to 2017, when John Dramani Mahama was president. I hope all of us were alive then. Yeah. She's currently the Member of Parliament for Kintu South constituency. And the Queen Mother is a very important one. She is a Queen Mother in the Aflao traditional era.
But usually they have it by Parliament, your other compound. I didn't know you had a place like this here. How old is this place? 3 years? Not bad at all. Well, who have I been communicating with? She's not here. Okay. So, I wanted to do this concert to her own hearing. So it's not as if I'm talking behind her back. But we'll get to it when she comes back into the room. We're celebrating ourselves, or we want to celebrate ourselves. I don't know about celebrating myself, but I'm happy with who I am. I've always been very content with. Is that the person? No. Sorry. So I am the 6th of 8 children. Is this working? No. I'm the 6th. I don't think so. I'm the 6th of 8 children, and I'm the 5th girl of 6 girls. So I have 2 brothers. The first one is a boy or a man. In between are 6 women. I'm the 5th of that, and the last one is a boy. Same woman, same man. Had all of us. But because we were many, I told myself that I didn't want to have a child at all. Because I wanted all the attention for myself. But I managed a bit. I couldn't catch up with my mother. But I have my biological child and stepchildren. And of course the ones that I meet on the way and adopt. I was born here in Accra. Back in the day, we all spoke Ghana. There was no, thank you. There was rarely Twi spoken. So all the people that I grew up with spoke Ghana. My late mother is also from Keshi, so I'm Gatu and Ebetu. But I went to St. Louis Secondary School in Kumasi. Before then too, I did primary school 1 year. Wisdom. I did primary school 1 year in Amekom as well, so I speak pretty fluent Twi, and I can read it as well. I did University of Ghana many years after I left secondary school, because I got and misbehaved in secondary school and failed my first O level. Oh, don't feel sorry for me. I'm an MP. So, by the way, before I failed the O level, I did not attend class 4 or class 5. From class 4 first term, I went to class 6. So, I'm telling this story so that you link it with what Akosia and Jima said, that things happen, but you must learn to pick the pieces, dust off, and keep moving. I don't stop. When I stop, then it's because I must stop to help a human person, somebody. But otherwise, I'm on the go. And it doesn't matter what you say or think of me. It has never mattered and it will not matter now. I'm conscious of what I do and how it reflects on people and how they respond to it. But I cannot excuse them for not understanding me. Whatever you choose to take away from me is a choice that you have made. I may have said it consciously or unconsciously. It may not have been said to hurt you. But if you walk away hurt, it's a choice you made. Is it clear?
Yes.
So, I allow the steady gaze of my conscience to decide for me how I should carry on before, during, and after I have engaged with people. Like, was it Juma or Akosia who said you have to reflect? I like to reflect on my day. So before I finally get in my bed to sleep, I'll play back what my day has been. Which one was good, which one wasn't good. I don't have to look for all the people that I may have hurt by what I say or do, but I can, in my conscience, apologize to myself and to the person and ask God to let them heal. If they don't heal, that's their problem. If they heal, hallelujah. So when I received the letter, and let me know when she comes in. Oh, welcome. So when I received the invitation, I said this must be about empowerment, right? This is about sharing experiences so you are better informed. You don't have to make all the mistakes that I made. Because you've heard that I made the mistakes and I paid the price. I just told you, I failed the O level. So when my colleagues were going to university, I was looking for, can you put your feet down, young lady? Thank you. So I had to work to be able to rewrite the O level and go to university. Why? Because my parents were on retirement. I paid the price, didn't I? Yes. They said she was smart, and yet she went to secondary school and she failed. So I needed to pick up the pieces. I had to work very hard to be able to go to school. And in the meantime, my friends had become lawyers, my mates had become lawyers and what have you. But I am here now, right? I wanted to go to the school, the University of Ghana, to do a diploma, to do a first degree, to do an MPhil. So, there was catching up, wasn't there? Yes. Don't just remain in one place. So when I saw the embrace, celebrate your way, I said, well, I'm going to empower people. Do they want to be empowered? I asked myself, do they want to be empowered? Do they believe in empowerment? Are they ready to be empowered by me? Or when they see me, they're going to see NDC or MPP or CPP. No, these are thoughts that came to me. And we must contextualize what we are going to say to you and you must be prepared to hear it. So I just saw this a bit because the gap between you and I is wide, as far as age is concerned, right?
Yes.
So my son is 32 years, yeah? Yes. A few, I don't know few. So I needed to think about whether your generation is ready for empowerment. Not everyone is ready for corrections. And in empowering, definitely you have to correct some things. You have to unlearn some things that you have already learned, and sometimes it's not received well. So I was torn between turn it down, go, should I or should I not? Am I not tired? Are they not tired of hearing me anyway? I did a lot of soul searching, for want of a better expression, but I said, okay, let me go anyway. Like the sower of the seed, even if it's two people who accept it, hallelujah. If nobody accepts it too, there's a brighter day for tomorrow, where you perhaps will get the person who can empower you. But trust me, not everybody believes in women empowerment. Okay, I'm telling you some hard truth today. And it's not in any particular order. It's just my mind telling me stuff to tell you. Not everybody believes in women empowerment. Not every woman understands the need for the empowerment. Not every woman appreciates the fact that you are empowered. Not every woman loves the fact that Haja looks beautiful in the green. Is that green? I'm colorblind too. And a beautiful kid. Not everyone will appreciate that. But it is her responsibility to be content with the fact that whether you like it or not, it's on me. I love it. And you have to tell yourself that you don't live with her, you don't have to see her in the green and kitty all the time. So you need to get a life. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you that you're not in control of everything. You are in control of some things, the ones that you are responsible for. Focus on that. Leave me to be Jifa Bumashi who has never won a weight before, and it's okay that I've never won a weight before. Would you not have known? I've never won artificial weight before. It's okay. It does not affect my output at work. So it is not your place to judge that. And in any case, how much will you earn from judging that? You see. So we invest too much time in things that we are not in control over. And it's a useless venture. It's an exercise in futility. And I'd rather, instead of worrying about me in my cabinet all the time, how about whatever you want to wear, how about you focus on how you can get the best of that? So we have that thing going on as women, but please, and for God's sake, stop internalizing that to mean women are their own enemies. Did we remove Kwesi Nyantakyi from the football field? Isn't it the man who did it? They ganged up against him and took him out. Wasn't it just yesterday that women started voting or being contesting and being voted for? It was only yesterday. What were the men doing all the time? Fighting each other and destroying each other, no? Yes. But we don't say men are their own enemies, do we? No. Women drive, men drive. But how many times do you see women stop because they are angry with each other and fight on the road? But don't the men do it all the time? Have we said that they are their own enemies? No. Stop internalizing those kinds of negative. Yeah. Don't internalize it. By all means, you get a boss who is wicked, trust me. I'm not the coolest of moms. My children know that. I don't clean after anybody's mess. You make the mess, you clean it up. By the time you are 9, I've taught you how to cook a wokula la be komeduna. I don't want you to rely on me for everything. You must learn to do some things for yourself. Like you see, my son is a major in the Ghana forces, okay? And he's a 7 years, he's on peacekeeping mission, and he likes a workload. Am I going to follow him there to be cooking a workload? His wife is a lawyer, and she's here. If he was in Ghana, you think she would leave the law and can't be cooking at all the time in the house? Is that what her parents paid money for her to go to school for? Abba. You see? So define what you're comfortable with, even as you appreciate the concerns and observations of other people. Not all women want every woman to do well. And it's the same for men as well. Not every man wants the other man to do well. Why do you think they are competing all the time? Every sport is a competition, isn't it? Yes. And most sports were originally men-based, isn't it? What did we do? Ampi Kakradu. So it's a human thing. It is not a woman thing. Don't stop genderizing what human beings generally do together and making us women feel as if we are half of human beings or we are troublemakers and the worst part is we are witches. Listen, I'm a day witch. Oh, but no, I careful. Who be Timia? You have to be very careful. Because what I'll face you with there. Because I'm not fan of me and then let you have a joke. I'm a gangster inside. She was shocked. So I don't know how to say that I don't know how to refine that. But crudely, it just means that, chicken poop. There's that one that's a bit watery, and it sticks to the high heavens. So when you step in it and you wash it, you can still smell it. Your generation don't see much of chicken, do you? But we say when you mess with something and you wash it off and it can't go, it doesn't leave you, the smell is lingering on, then you say, so it's still there, right? So you have to learn to define yourself in the space that you have. You will hear all kinds of things of what women do and what women shouldn't do, but the concept of womanhood is both biology and cultural. There's a construct. You think all women cook at home? True. But you come on. And the mama sama. You think all women cook KK? Get a life. That's hard work. Okay? But my mom used to make us do it. We cooked our wachi and our KK. We roasted our gari to eat them to secondary school. Mama she was a good cow president. She made us do everything. But it's not the expectation in every community, every society that women should know how to grind pepper and fry fish and so on and so forth. No. It is not. But if that is your lot, if that is your environment in which you are growing up, you have to learn to adjust. If you marry men from my family and you bluff with cooking, they will cook and beat you, not beat you as in physical, but beat you to the cooking because they're good at it. So you have to manage what your expectation is of womanhood within this culture, but still looking at how you use that womanhood to function around the world in the globe. I also asked myself, I said, who are the people empowering these young women, the ones who are looking at me? Who are empowering them? Is it what do you call them? And it's not my words, so these are yours. When I was growing up, there was nothing like slave queen. You brought it into our world. Are the slave queens empowering you? Are they the ones empowering you? That's the question I asked myself. Is it what's the other expressions that you use? If that's another one. Is it the influencers who are empowering you? Who are you attracted to? Who are you looking at? Who is empowering beyond your mother, your teachers? Who are you aspiring to be like? Mind you, the world is not ready for a photocopy. The world is not. Who wants a photocopy if you want to have the original? So who is empowering you? Is your life on social media and believing all the things that you see there? Hey, when you go to people's homes, Obama shock. Don't believe all that you see and hear. Decipher some things and pray for the spirit of discernment so that you can sift through the things that you hear from your culture, from your country, from the world, from your tribe, from your school, from every space that you find. Whatever it is that you're exposed to, you need to sift through them and see which one will help you on your journey, because your journey is unique to you. Okay? I also wrote that, do they want to be empowered? These people. Do these people want to be empowered?
Yes.
These beautiful children of mine, do they want to be empowered?
Yes.
But who are they looking up to for that empowerment? Is it from church? I won't mention a name, but I guess, you know how your Facebook and then some sponsored for or something suggested for you or for something like that. You all are not on Facebook, you're more on Twitter and Instagram, isn't it? And I'm rarely in that space. I'm more on Facebook. Well, that's my generation space. And so there was a suggestion about some, I don't know if she's an Okonfo. Don't mention any name, please, in the name of God. She's both Okonfo and an Osofo. She. And she was, hey, I said don't mention names. Listen, if I want to talk to you, I will call you. If I want to stay away from you, I don't want the distraction. I want to be involved in wisdom. So can I introduce her?
Yes.
Oh, but that will not be fair because I need to introduce you like that. Is it? So that's Honorable Ritana Odelesowa. She's the MP for Nagabekopom. And before she became the MP, she was the MCE of that same community. And she's my sister friend from Parliament. I told her, so now it's buy one, get one free. I told her I was coming here and I pulled her here too. So I'm glad you came. But why are you thinking where's your note? She's gone. Just because I forget how you want to make it. So where was I? Do they want to be empowered? If you do, then you should accept corrections. Nancy, can you tell them how I terrorize you? Nancy is my PA, my RA, my research assistant in Parliament. Listen, I don't settle for half jobs. Things done by house are never done right. That's what my mama said, and I'll die believing it. Do whatever you have to do it well. If it's acting you want to do it well. So years down the line, they will say you're a veteran. What are you people calling me? Veteran actress and all the accolades you give me. I didn't know that you'd be calling me by all those titles. But I'm glad to hear them. And then I was Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. And even after I left the office, there were some polls by a certain H. Chrissy Prepper, I think. Then I got a call from Bishop of Ghana. Some lecturer is doing some research work, and she referenced that, and so she looked for my number, and she called me. I'm thinking, oh, well, I tried. So, if you want to be empowered, you have to look for people who you are willing to hear and learn from. If I know that you don't like corrections, you're going to leave my space or I'm going to move on. I cannot have you hold me back because you are not ready to learn. And if you're not ready to learn, it means you're going to frustrate me at work. I have 5 minutes. Hallelujah. known your age before, right? Yes. The boys and men used to tell me that we more fell off. Hey, my father had already told me, and so had my mother, so had my older brother and my uncles and so on and so forth. So for me, when I was your age, it wasn't what I was waiting to hear. These are the kind of conversation you don't hear often. What we want to empower you. Let me tell you a few truths. Even now, she and I, well, I'm a widow now. All right? Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah. To be born is to die. Even today, I've cried. So that's why I said, when you said don't cry in public, I didn't agree with you, because if I'm in the mood right now to cry, nobody's going to stop me. I will cry. Because it's my life. And it helps me. It's not meant to make you feel bad, but it's my way of living and moving on. Even this morning I cried. I cried because I needed to look for some documents to go and do some paperwork with the military as a widow. And I had forgotten that I hadn't filled the form. Because they made me do that procedure soon after he died, where my brain was not functioning because I was in a grieving mode. So I didn't even want to accept that they had put me through it. And the general who walked me through that process kept saying that, oh, madam, I took you myself, but I wanted to resist it. But I'm saying to you that, look, things happen, but you have to work around it. You're happy today, you're sad tomorrow. And was it First Sutherland or Amatelu? May they rest in perfect peace. These women, one of them wrote that with one hand we wipe away the tear of joy, and with the other hand we wipe away the tear of sorrow. That's life. That's life. Things happen, but you have to learn to move on. If I keep repeating that, it means it must stick with you. I'm not repeating because I want to be a broken record. I'm repeating because I'm giving you examples and how each of them go back to falling and rising. Because it will happen again and again and again. It's happened to me, it will happen to you. You are not different. And she said something about, it just flew out of my mind. If it comes back, I'll make that a connection, but let me move on. I think I have 2 minutes more. So I was telling you about being your age and men and women. Even today, we still hear you are beautiful. And then now, sister, do you know these men? You know I'm still wearing, so this is mine and this is his. I'm still wearing them. You know some men will tell me that, I still blue now don't check out. Give me a man wear. So, do you understand? I'll meet men now, they'll say that, why are you still wearing your rings? Your husband is dead. Now you're wearing both of them. I say, yes, because it makes me feel okay about myself. They say, oh, but you have to take the rings off so we can approach you. So I'm Mama, oh. It's a man approaching a woman, it's not a man approaching a man. And not a woman approaching a woman. Okay? But what I'm trying to say to you is that in a couple of years, I'll be 60. But there are some men who still think that they should approach me, right? Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. You have a destination you want to get to, right? Yes. What is the distraction going to do now? Be in control. Now, when I see the generation, I won't mention their names because these are people in high places, people who have been to high places in our country. When I see them, I say, hey, it's always the same. And I was saying, and I talk to myself, right? I'm serious. I'm looking at them like really? Listen, be careful what mistakes you make, okay? Because it doesn't go anywhere. If God wills it, you'll be older than me and still have people in the generation before you in your face all the time, and you don't want to be regretting, like you go to some place, you are the minister for the BB, and then you go and you are speaking, and then row number 5. There's a guilty, you and somebody, you are guilty in the row number 5. Row number 10, you are guilty. Row number 12, you are guilty. It will take away something from you. And if you are able to withstand, when you see them and you're speaking, you feel proud. And you hold the microphone with confidence. And you need to know. Confidence is one. Because you are proud of who you are. You can go and dig and scrape the earth to find something about me, about to go off. Before you go and find something to create about me, Ghana already loves you. Because I've been their darling ground also. Yes. So be careful. Be careful the choices you are making today, because they will be part of your today and part of your tomorrow. And I think I have 1 minute left. I don't have 1 minute. You think I'm minding here? Well, we never can. Well, we're going to don't accept what everybody says. I've said it already, that you have to be able to decipher and sift through and pick and choose, okay? Don't believe the things that stereotyping of born one this and widow that and widow one that and single mother this and single father, all those things are no fun to ball. Okay? Don't allow things like that to hold you down. If I tell you we don't have time because she's on my tail, if I tell you the things I've gone through and I'm standing here and I'm praising God, you will look forward. You won't allow distractions to keep you down. They say you can't, I say I will. An actress in parliament, oh yes. And when I get into that parliament, you see the difference. Have you not seen small difference? Yeah. You are small pair, 2.5 years. Honorable Speaker says, Slopsa. Slopsa means a new past student. Slopsa. When you're a team, I said, now. Don't listen to you can't. You shouldn't, you won't. Speak to yourself, speak to God. If you believe in it enough, you will achieve it. Listen, be kind to one another. I think we're evil by nature, but we are good too. And we can improve on the goodness. There's no point in hating you. Wait, what topic? There's a waiting for all. Do you know how much hating I've received from childhood that I'm returning here like this? What did all that childhood hating, teenage hating, 20 years, 20 to 30 hating, 30 to 40 hating, 40 to 50 hating, 50 I'm going to 60, you are so hating. Do you see? Just be kind to one another. And trust the process. Trust the process. The steady gaze of your conscience has always been talking to you. It will not stop today, it won't stop tomorrow. It's your choice to listen to that steady gaze of it's your choice to listen to the conscience or refuse. And if you practice enough, that intuition will never disappoint you. Listen to that voice. I say that intuition is the voice. I say it's part of the voice. So listen carefully. Life is such a hassle, but it is sweet too. God bless you. I could not try, man. I could not try. A round of applause for her.
Salutation from Madam. We'll have the Women's Commissioner to do us the honors. Miss Aina will answer.
You are bad. You want to hear the proposal? So she called me, and I was in the chamber. So I said, "Send me WhatsApp," and she sent the WhatsApp, and she didn't read the WhatsApp. I killed her on the phone. Look, me and the monster mom, but there's some love there that you have to fish for that love. I give tough love because you must learn and be ready. By the time I exit the stage, she must be there. If it's not my duty to make her shine, she will come and shame me. They will say, now we she's destroyed me. Oh. Do you understand? So correction is not about hating you. Correction is because you will never meet Ifwa Sutherland, she's gone. I did. I met her. You will never meet Amatedu, she's dead. I met her, she's gone. You will never meet Mrs. Helen Gobashi, my mother. She's dead and gone. So what they've left with me, it is my duty to give you the path that has helped me to become who I am. So if you don't accept it, you offend me. And I don't want to grow and sit down and look at all of you and say, how did that go so wrong? How did these children of mine turn out wrong? It is my responsibility. Deal with it. Oh, sorry. It should have been going that way.
In recognition of the remarkable strides you have made in your space, offering yourself worthy of emulating by young ladies, and your significant contribution towards the human GIGSRC Women to a Celebration that celebrates your way. On behalf of the entire student populace and all the young ladies of this institute, whose future you have impacted, the Women's Commission is delighted to honor you.
Question and someone has already taken it. So we'll let him ask this question after the pictures are taken.
I'm just asking her whether she corrected you on the name. Because immediately I entered, I saw Honorable Chifa Gomashi, and that's not the name. The name is Abla Chifa Gomashi. She would have corrected you. I don't know why she forgot.
Thank you,
So, Honorable Abna Jifa Gomashi. Abla Jifa Gomashi. I want to make sure I get the name right here. Thank you very much for this insightful speech. I'm empowered myself. And I have this, well, my name is Daniel, news reporter with Pan African Television. I want to ask, and my question is staying on empowerment. What do you have to tell the young people growing up that always wait for white-collar job, or I'm not interested to be into TV program, but okay, I always need white-collar job. Thank you very much.
I like to use my own life as examples. I sold crafts at the art center. I check up with you crafts, like wooden crafts and baskets and all the things that they sell at the art center. I sold them before I went to university. Okay, and then when I was in the university, do you have a page? Yes. You have a page. So I'll take a picture of me selling Kelewele in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'll send it to welcome. So she can put there. Even when I was writing my MPhil, I had Mama's kitchen. My friend I go more. I pledge it here. True. Like I used to cook to sell. And you will come to Mama's kitchen and I'll be standing in this heat, in this dress, cooking for the customers. 1 a.m. I'll be cooking at club. Because I had an experience where I went to Dominican Republic for a program, and all they said there was rice. So I wanted a blue, you see, I'm Albert. So I must eat some corn. There should be corn in my blood. And from the airport all the way to my house, we couldn't get anything corn. So I said, this is a need. People want to eat akla at 12 o'clock. They should be able to eat there's no crop in anybody's stomach. It accounts for my weight, but that's okay. So I'm saying this to let you know that if it's a decent job, I'll do it. And at the time I was looking at the, I had a diploma, I had a degree. In fact, I got a first class. And I had an MPhil coming, even as I was cooking that. I resigned from the National Theatre before I was 40 years old. Because I saw that the salary now, I said, I'm one piece. And I'm not yet 18 when I'm saying, look, I'm into it 18 minutes, and you're not. They didn't cry. So it's only because I got a political appointment that I went back to public service. And I had been TA for Mr. Kusha also for some time. Before attitudes of students made me tell her one day that I don't think I'm cut out for this one. And I moved on to go and sell my apple. Right? So it's a state of mind though. And I want to use Bob Marley's expression, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Emancipate yourself, liberate yourself from that thinking that if it's not sitting behind the desk, you're not working. But for Parliament, I still cook for those who order for me directly. Even though I closed down Mama's kitchen, I was tired. After 10 years, I thought I had made my point. So now I say I want soup for 10 people, okro, or adene, or lamumu, or something. I'll do it and charge you for it. But Parliament doesn't allow me to have that flexibility. Plus, check for people. I've been working since I was 17, you see. So, please, I appreciate the fact that countries that have done well have relied on TVET. Trust me. Read around it and be empowered like that. Thank you.
Round of applause for her again. So we have one last speaker, and we were expecting Madam Honorable Lydia to come, but she isn't available. So we have a surprise guest speaker. Fatimatu Abubakar is a Ghanaian lawyer, politician, and entrepreneur. She is a member of the New Patriotic Party, the current Deputy Communication Minister for the President of Ghana. Let's welcome to the stage.
Honorable members of Parliament, my sister, Ms. Jimalabi, brothers and sisters, good afternoon. Good afternoon. In fact, I remember somewhere last week, I received a call that a letter had been delivered to my office to attend this event. I said, no way, this week is time for me. And I did not even know how I was going to make time, even spare about 30 minutes to be here. But there is something that is so important to me. You know, some of us look up to Honorable Ablad Gumashi, and a lot of other distinguished ladies in the country who have done so well for themselves in the country. And sometimes people cannot believe or understand that there are people as young as 31, 36 who are ministers or deputy ministers in government, and how that happened so quickly. So I realized that although my story is sold, I've done numerous interviews to share my story, I still feel obliged to pay it forward. Because when I reflect on my days at University of Ghana and the law school and all other institutions that I've been a student, I think one thing that served me really well was that people like this volunteered their time to come and speak to us. So I am here because I feel obliged to pay it forward. Because Abantu for Development did it for me, because people did it for me. So it's difficult to turn down some of these opportunities to also interact with students. So on that note, I am here not to say a lot of things because I trust that the speakers before me have done justice to the theme of today's engagement. But I want to share with you my story of self-development and self-preservation. Because there's an Akan saying that near wedding kind niti eyetina, meaning the one who is before you or ahead of you, it is so difficult to bypass the person. Literally, that's what it means. So there are some individuals like myself in our Ghanaian communities, whether they are from low-income communities or villages, they do not see a reflection of themselves in what we call influencers or politicians or leaders. So I am a self-acclaimed poster child for the people from the low-income communities who have made it this far, although I have not arrived. So that is the story that I want to share with you, that it is possible to be made in Ghana, it is possible to succeed, to work hard and achieve so much in this country if you are dedicated and you have integrity. So that is my message. To start with, I was born in Moshizongo in Kumasi. My mom is a choba operator, my dad is a timber operator. My grandma was a choba operator. My great-grandma is a choba operator. I am a choba operator. I'm running a restaurant at Asofan called Winter Summer, which is my business, which has run in my family for 80 years, for 4 generations, from Garu to Kumasi to Accra. And I realized that sometimes, just as Honorable Ablad Gumashi mentioned, we put ourselves in some boxes and feel because I have the certificate, this is how I'm supposed to earn a decent living. And even in my situation, sometimes I call someone, maybe I can call a young lady in the house who has completed university and is not working for maybe 2-3 years. And I will just call the person, why don't you come and work for me as a supervisor and I will pay you 1,200 cedis while you are organizing yourself, and just preparing for better opportunities. And the person will say, oh, restaurant today, MP and IGMPC and that's and sometimes I laugh because from my experience, working as a hotelier in the hospitality industry, owning a restaurant and everything and becoming a minister, a deputy minister, I can tell you for sure that if it is money that you want to make, be an entrepreneur. Because I earn more about 3 times my salary as a deputy minister in running a restaurant in Ghana, not anywhere else. And I'm not talking about, maybe they'll say, motivational speaker, they will say, I started with 1 cup of garlic and 1 cup of sugar, and now I'm a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire. but I am saying that expand your horizon. Think about other things. So, as I mentioned, I was born in Moshizongwe in Kumasi. I attended Wokro MA, JSS Block B, from Foundation of Jesus Preparatory School at Moshizongwe. And if I tell you the nickname of my school, you'll be on the floor. Then to Kumasi Academy, then to University of Ghana, to Mount Crest University College, to Ghana School of Law, and now I'm doing my LLM at University of London. So, I was born in a community where I hadn't seen anybody or any woman go to university. In fact, even for the men, in a community of 22,000 people, the first set of men that I had seen go to university were my brother's cohort who entered the university in the year 2003. I entered in 2006, so you can imagine. And I am one of two first females in our community in Kumasi, or not in the village. If I start talking about the village already, yeah, in Kumasi, in Moshizongwe, I'm one of two first girls to go to the university, and I'm the first in my community to become a lawyer. The second person was just for the house. So growing up in such a community, which is a reflection of a lot of living conditions in so many settler communities in Ghana, I just felt different. I felt there was so much I can offer. I saw solutions where there was no problems. And I love to sell. And sometimes when you are young, they will put a lot of things in your head. I remember growing up in Moshizongwe, there was this old woman who sells cake. When she finishes cooking, she will give me coins to come and buy first before she sells the cake. She says, I think when you buy first, they will buy my cake. So I was like, oh, I see. That means I'll start selling. So I started working everything. And I didn't like school. If you go to Kumasi Central Market, from Bola to Bode to KJT, everyone knows me. From polybags to pepper to garden eggs to fancy cake to everything, I carried it. But it got to a point that my mom felt that she has worked so hard for all these years. She's not been able to achieve what she wants to achieve for herself. So she thought that maybe the key to success is making sure we pursue higher education. So at all costs, she was willing to invest for me to go to the university. So same energy, everything. I came to the University of Ghana with the support of my parents and also to work to support myself in school. So when I was at the University of Ghana, the Kwafo P5 to an SA 113 to 316 to 511, all I was doing is to sell in my room. And at University of Ghana, they used to call my room World Trade Center because we sell eggs, newspapers, everything, name it. If you travel and you come back and your wardrobe is full, you want to sell some of the things, you take it, stay on the 5th floor, get a basket and tie a rope and do protect. We bring it down like we are putting something in the well, you put your money in, you take it out, do the exchange, send it back to you. And I was able to support myself with the help of my parents to go through university education. Then the biggest lesson, after university, what else? I watch the same platforms that you watch. And sometimes I ask myself, why is someone on social media 12 hours a day? Why are you thinking about getting iPhone 12 and getting the nicest pictures when you are not selling anything online? Why are you wasting your time online, saying you there you are for violence? And if it is not today, you say, oh, I'm supporting this beef. A thing for you never lost. The next day, oh, Asibolanga, Mewa. So why will you waste your time resources, your data, sitting online for 12 hours. If you come from a background like mine, that you know at the end of the day, after 4 years at the university, you have to pack your things and go back to where you came from. So I felt that I needed to improve myself, add a lot of things to myself, build goodwill and integrity, build something for myself so that after university, they won't pack my check bags and send me back to Moshido. So what did I do? There was a day that Richard Sky made an announcement on City FM that a new resort had opened in Ketasi near Abui, Lansdowne Resort. They were looking for a house manager. I had no experience in hospitality, but I just called him. I said, I want to do it. Can you give me the amount? So these people, white people, they want experience. I said, don't worry, I can convince them. I went there, everything that you ask me, can you do this? I'll say, I can do it. Everything you ask me, cleaning, supervising, whatever, inventory, I had no work experience. But my confidence showed them that I can do so much more than what I was saying. After that interview, when they said they had accepted me, all I did was to go home, go back on YouTube, go back online to study about hospitality, and call people to help me. How do I do this? To the extent that when I started the job, and I realized that my certificate was above the supervisors, but they understand the work more than me. When we have very important clients, I take scrubbing brush, I take the spray, I take the disinfectant, wear the gloves, and go and clean the toilets. I was helping the housekeeping staff and the supervisors so that they can also help me understand the job. It didn't matter that I was the one from University of Ghana with the certificate, they didn't have the paper. Through that kind of learning and building the support, I am able to tell my mom that you are tired, you can't run the business again, give it to me, let me continue the legacy. And I am doing it because I was helping some people at the kitchen, helping some people in housekeeping, helping these people with the books and all that. And I'm telling you a story that is not 1,000 years ago. This is in 2013, just 10 years ago. So I just want you to appreciate the fact that you may be sitting here not seeing what lies ahead, but everything can change within even a year. Don't think you are far from becoming a deputy minister or a minister because you are young. People are entering parliament at 22. You can do it. People are becoming deputy ministers at 31. You may break a record and get in there at 25. So don't see the future as something far away. So now let me spend my time online, fighting beef and taking sides and beefing for people who have never stepped in your classroom before. Beefing for people and giving support to people who, in fact, it's so embarrassing, but that's the reality based on what I've been monitoring online. So please, you need to invest in self-development. Go to school. You're already in school. You are the best among our communities. But after this, there is more of learning that you can do in the classroom and outside the classroom. Don't feel too big to learn from anybody, even the least person. If they have some values that you can incorporate, take it. And I keep taking it and getting better by the grace of God. Because finally, before I hand over the microphone to my sister, when I was first appointed as a campaign aide to the president in 2015, I was about 27 before my 28th birthday. I was thrown into politics. And we all say one important prayer: God, bring someone who will open doors for me. But we never reflect on how long they can open the door. If you are not prepared, if you are not learning, if you are not building yourself, they will open the door for you. But nobody holds the door for too long. You will enter and be thrown out immediately if you didn't learn, you didn't prepare, you didn't build yourself. And that was like the first lesson I learned when I entered politics, because even the people who support you today can withdraw their support tomorrow and leave you on your own. So you have the utmost responsibility towards yourself to build integrity, learn, be intelligent, be sufficient in the eyes of God. Know that even if everybody gives up on me, I will be in a position to stand on my 2 feet and for myself. And the struggle and journey continues. We are still learning, so should you. So thank you so much.
Let's do it again. We will take just 2 questions. Is there anyone who has a question? 2 questions. Please do not be shy. Okay, we have 1 question. Anyone to take the other slot?
Okay, thank you so much. So, I'm Mercy. The question I want to ask is, suppose someone has maybe a personal business, but they don't really have the funds to start it. What do they do? Do they wait till maybe they have enough? So they basically put their dreams and aspirations on hold, or
Thank you so much. That's a brilliant question. If you want to start a business but you don't have enough funds, should you wait and mobilize until you have enough before you start? Trust me, if you want to wait, you may never have enough. But there are 2 ways that you can start. One is to scale down to the barest minimum completely, or 2, through partnerships, collaboration. Spend the time looking for other people who believe in your dreams. In Ghana, we think if I'm starting a business, I must go solo. I must do it alone, sole proprietor. If somebody hears my ideas, they will steal everything. If they were doing that in the West, they will not be where they are. Learn, for us, those of us who are in law, whatever you have, you can, spread some and then get other people putting their crowd was crazy. Within the Central Business District, they were quoting some $1,000, $1,200 per store a month. And I wasn't going to get that money anyway. What did I do? I said, let me move to the outskirts of Accra and also start small. So let me look for where I can still get the numbers, but I can pay maybe 600 cedis per store so that I will be able to start. If the business is thriving online and also in the community, I will now have the capacity to come and rent a store in Accra so that I will do what originally I wanted to do. And even before I could get a store at Asufan, I was just running a commercial kitchen and doing events. I was not doing anything at all. Whilst we were doing the renovation and everything within a year, all I was doing was reaching out to friends. Do you have a birthday? I can cook for you, wedding. And we started cooking for about 20 people. And last year we did 4,000 for one of our party communities. And I felt so proud. Before we could eventually do the dining experience, which I originally wanted to do. So scale down or go out there on campus and look for other people who can bring some investment that you can also share some of the company's shares or interest with the person and have a joint venture.
Believe it, because when I was going to start Mama's Kitchen, I did it in Medina. And when the food was going out, people say, oh, come to Osu so we can come from work and so on and so forth. And I turned it down, scaled down. The food I cooked for the opening day is the same one that I budgeted for, the same one I used to start for the week. I refuse to move out of Medina because if you go to Osu, the rent is higher, as you said. And it means that your profit margin will be narrower. And who doesn't like money? So I stayed there, but if you ask for the food in Azerbaijan, we'll bring the food. So as she said, if you scale down, it's only to give yourself room to operate.
Because we had some in the beginning, and now new people have joined us. So, please, again, those who would like to join them after they have had their first 2 shots, you can join them.
I'm not doing this. I'm just streaming.
Okay, so those who would like to join them, please come around now so they can take the picture quickly. Very quickly. Please, don't be shy.
I'm going to take the picture. Yeah, you take the picture. Video standing. Hey, yeah. Hey, you can take a picture with the video camera. Yeah.
Commissioner, I know Al Hassan Adam. Okay. So all of us have packages with us, right? Hello? 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 Celebrate your way. Celebrate your way. Can I have your attention, please? We have all been given packages, right? If you don't have a package, please raise your hand, we'll bring you one. So for those who have, please reach into your bags. There's biscuits in there, please take it out. You're going to take a group picture.